Angelina, and I take thrift store clothes and I show you how to make them designer. Yes, that's a little bit different than what I normally say, but that's the gist of what we do here. And I'm super excited today because we have a trend that has been on the runway since 2018. Now it's hitting stores like Game Busters, and it is the balaclava. It's this thing. It's a knitted hood, a ski mask, whatever you want to call it. They are absolutely amazing, and I just think they're super fashion forward. Like, if you want to go ham, you can wear one. If you just want to be low key, you can still wear one. So today we're gonna go ham, but the tutorial is for two very, very simple ones. So I hope you guys are excited. Let's do it. All right, so I have this sweater, this old sweater that I don't wear anymore, and I want to reuse it. I do have a tutorial on how to take a sweater and turn it into mittens if you're interested in that. I also have a tutorial about how to make a hat with a sweater, a satin lined hat. Today we're going to make, this is the most simple balaclava or kind of like hood-esque thing that you can make out of a sweater, and then we're going to make a more complicated one. So the first thing we're going to do is something you really need to know if you're ever going to work on sweaters. I have the side seam of the sweater here, and we are going to find the way that we can take this apart, because we do want this seam, the edge, to be finished in order to make this particular balaclava. And like working with sweaters, you're gonna need to know this because you can make a ton of things with sweaters. You just have to figure out where you're gonna have some finished edges if you don't knit, which I don't knit, so I need to know where the finished edge is. So you can look in here and see that these side seams are not continuous, they're not whole. So you'll want to look at both sides of the seam to see where the stitch is. It's this chain stitch right here. So what we're gonna do on this is we're going to open it up. You can see the two sides. You're gonna open it up and you're gonna pull it. And what you see in the middle there, that's where you can use your seam ripper. The piece that pulls, that's the stitch most of the time. And once you have one piece open, you can test it and make sure you didn't cut the sweater. Okay, yes, the sweater is still whole, so that does mean that I actually got the piece that is just a stitch. I've done it where if you get one, then they're really easy to pull out like that. You can just, oh yeah, you can just do that and it just comes out because it literally is just a chain stitch. So I'm gonna go further down the line, see if I can get lucky and be able to pull this out with just by pulling. Ah, nice. But yes, so that's how you take the sides apart. So go ahead and take both sides apart, and we're gonna use just the front of this sweater. All right, so now we have a sweater with open sides. So now we are going to isolate just this part, and I'm just gonna cut it off straight across at the top. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is make a stitch across the top. You can decide which side you want. There's no right side. I actually am not decided 100%. You can go ahead and round that off if you want this to be more like the balaclavas that we're seeing a lot right now, but I'm just going to do a straight stitch across because I saw one with the point at the top and I really liked it, so I want to try that. All right, so next we'll try it on, and you can see that is pretty cute. I like that pattern, and you can see the little point right there. It's moot because it's too far forward, like it's too far back on my head for that to make sense, so I'm going to round it off. You can see my little tail from the serger because I am going to try to stick that into the seam, and I'm just gonna mark where I want this, and then we'll sew it down. You can sew it all the way to the bottom, or you can leave just a little bit open if you want, because it is finished, so you could do whatever you want to it. All right, there it is, the easiest balaclava you could ever literally make. I didn't say this. If you don't have a serger, then you will use your overlock stitch on your sewing machine, or you are going to use a zigzag stitch and do some fray check on the edges. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull this into the seam. So if you have a needle, you can just thread this through your needle and then work your way into the seam. I'm gonna use this and just work my way through here. It's not going to be easy because I double stitched, because you can't back stitch with a serger. All right, and then I'm going to push it in far enough to get that little edge to come out so it can hold the thread, the end of the thread in there, and just pull it back through. Gently, gently. All right, once we get all the way through, we just release it, tug on it, and there we go. Now the tail is inside, and that'll further help this not to start to open up. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. We do new tutorials every Saturday, and when we have Next Top Upcycler going on, which is my competition show that showcases upcyclers from all over the world, then we have 2 videos a week, Thursday and Saturday at 9 a.m. So definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a thing. All right, back to the video. This is a cute rib turtleneck, but it has like a lot of these. It happens all the time. I see these all the time at the thrift store. And once this part starts to ravel, you could put it back together with your sewing machine, but it would be kind of obvious that you did it because it's like literally the fabric is raveling. The knit is raveling. All right, really quickly, we're going to do another quick one. This one is if you really want it to kind of be like a mask over your face as well as you know, cover your head and your ears and all that good stuff. We're not gonna use our seam ripper to take any seams apart. All we're gonna do is cut a curve 9 inches. All right, so we have our curve. We're gonna sew that together, but we need to put the piece for like the little cutout for the eyes. First of all, I'm gonna take this down a little bit. So the thinking is that this is like from my forehead down to my eyes. That gives me like a 3-inch measurement. So that means my opening would be here. You can make that opening as big or as small as you like. I'm going to go ahead and take off this because we're going to use that. And you always want to cut less than what you want the hole to be. So if I'm going to be sewing to out here, then I'll cut to in here. And I'm also, you can see what this wants to do. It wants to get sewn more. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Before I even put it in there, I'm gonna sew this at an angle so that it does this. So I don't have to have any weird stuff going on. So that's what we're gonna have there. And we can go ahead and cut this away. All right, so we're gonna turn it right side out. We're gonna go ahead and sew that curve in. All right, so there it is. So we're gonna turn it right side out and we're going to add the trim. All right, so we're going to line it up so that the good side is to the good side. So we can go ahead and serge this all along the edge. So there we go. We got 2 easy, super easy balaclavas. And I do have a third to show you guys, but not the tutorial. Before I made these, I made this one because I had 2 random sleeves left over from a sweater. And I have the trim from a neck. I like this one because it has the flap in the front and the back. It's actually cut in the shape of a pattern of a sleeve, actually, like a puff sleeve. And it has a curve on the side. Once again, the same thing that I did before. We put the slit and then we put this in there. And the only difference with this one is it has a side seam. And that side seam, once again, is so that I could have this flap in the front and the back to try to get it to come down further on my chest. All right, so we got 3 balaclavas out of this tutorial, and I am super excited to style these burgundy one first. So let's go ahead and style this one. It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night. understand how much of this color I have in my wardrobe. I could have done head to toe in this color, but I love it with the pop of white, with that white blouse with the French cuffs that you guys know that I have been loving and wearing out. And then I thrifted that puffy coat a long time ago. It had sleeves. I just recently took the sleeves off to make a long puffy vest. If you want a tutorial on that, I did that way back. I'll link that tutorial in the description box below and right here. And of course, those wine colored boots that I got from Zara last year are really a staple in my wardrobe. And thrifted jeans, and already distressed at the end. So yes, love this look. All right, so next let's do the white one. This is my extra one, the one that I wanted specifically for a coat that I just recently got. Excited. So green is my favorite color. So to get a green plaid coat, I'll put the link for the coat if it's still available. And I love this coat. To style it with the white balaclava, the Doc Martens with the chunky sole. And I recently found a amazing sweater, like a bunch of amazing sweaters at the thrift store this year. So yes. And let's address the elephant in the room. Of course, you're probably wondering, like, why do you have that fur thing over your shoulder? You might like it. You might just be wondering what it is. But I am super excited about this. And yes, I did commit a cardinal sin in that I made something and didn't make a tutorial while I was making it. I know, I apologize in advance, but I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I went to a fashion show recently and I wanted to make something just to wear for the fashion show. I didn't have a chance to make a whole outfit. So I was like halfway asleep and I envisioned this, and so I made it. And all it is half of a fur stole. Like, not a fur stole, well, a fur collar, you know, like you have on a coat. It's half of it. So this is the back end. This is the part that actually would normally go around this way, around your neck. But I cut it in half. I put a lining on it, and it is a purse. So you can put just enough, your purse, your wallet, your keys, you know, just the stuff that you really need when you're going out to a special event. And I wore it like this at the time, just like this. And my hand held it like this. So my phone was back towards that way. It's a nice weight to hold it up. And then when I didn't want it on my shoulder, it has like a little thing right there. You put it through and you can carry it around like this. Just, you know, on your arm as a clutch. Now, for this particular video, I wanted to wear it over the coat, and I had already, like, all along visioned it this way as well. I, last night, made another little detachable strap for it so that it can, you know, wrap all the way around you. And in this case, I put it through the belt loop of the coat and then put it to the back. So, yeah. That's something that I made. This is just the very first one. Construction is not 100%, but I am super excited about this. So yeah, let me know what you think of it. All right, so last up, let's do this one that I felt like at the beginning was very Chanel, but I think we're gonna style it a little Gucci. Typically, this is a little bit different for me, but I really like this. Like, I really like this. I'll put a link to the for the purse in the description box, and the shoes. but the jacket is thrifted. And once again, I thrifted a long time ago. And see, this is, I'm going to tell you, I saw this jacket and I was like, this is going to be important one day. Like, I'm going to need this jacket. I just had felt something inside. I'm going to need this jacket. It just had so much potential to me. And, I love it with this particular balaclava. It's definitely giving Gucci vibes. And those boots and that bag, just all tied together. I love it. And I love this look. And I will say, we'll let you guys know, of course, I had on my scarf, my do-rag underneath the whole time because these are not lined and I do not treat my hair like that. So if you're a curly girl, you already know. But just to let everybody else know, you know, underneath with this ponytail, bun, whatever I have going on, I definitely have my hair wrapped so that the sweater does not take my hair out. It would be nice to line them. I have lined a hat before, but I just wanted to make them quick and just give you guys a quick way to make them. But let me know in the comments which outfit was your favorite, which balaclava was your favorite, if you're going to try these, if you're interested. And of course, I have other videos for you to watch right here. Winter videos. Next up, Upcycler. Definitely check that out. It is absolutely amazing. We're getting really close to voting time, so you don't want to miss that. Definitely subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.